Gamers. A terminology that has been used for people that play video games on a regular basis. Or just once in their entire life.
Anyone can be a gamer, even if it's like doing a Sudoku on your phone.
And over the past decades its meaning has been used for better or worse. From my overall experience, I dislike being called a gamer, because of how much negative things people connect with that term, even though I am a full-on gamer. I've said before that I'm playing games for many years now, as far as I can remember, before being self-aware even. Back in the day, I didn't really have to defend the things I liked, or explain to others why I enjoyed this or that, just to get toxic reactions from them. This has changed over the years, drastically. Console wars were always a thing, sure, but now with the even bigger spread of the internet and social media, people have grown an unhealthy amount of ego, self-righteousness, internet balls. That counts for everyone, by the way.
Nice.
Nowadays you'll get attacked for everything. And I mean everything. I talked about multiplayer before, playing with other random people online being a pain, and being in the same community even more so. I met examples of the Smash community. Everyone who mains a Pokemon or Fox is a furry. You love Xenoblade, you collect underage children. If you love Kingdom Hearts, you're disabled, or I don't know. The worst part is that multiple people come in and start shooting against you. And it seems that everyone is absolutely in agreement with that. Just an unfortunate coincidence, you may say. Maybe. Of course, I fully understand that not everyone is like that, but after all, it's a massive chunk of people out there that behave exactly like that. Now, that the Game Awards were a thing, the toxicity in, for example, Discord, I'm not even gonna start with Twitter, for good reasons. People are calling each other out and slurs and curse words everywhere. And by the way, Player's Voice, maybe you heard of it, Genshin Impact fans were creating bots to rig the voting for the game to win, so they can get in-game premium currency that they can use for gacha, gambling. Yeah, that's sad. And even sadder, they won. Of course, if you don't have the same opinion as mine, you're wrong. There are different tastes. No, that's wrong too. I know what's good, and anime weep is trash. I feel like these types of people lack common sense, but whatever. A good example is Pokemon on Switch. I'm talking about every Pokemon. When I worked a few years ago in another smaller company, there was a colleague that wanted to get a Switch and asked me for advice. He wanted to get a Switch for Pokemon Sword and Shield, and these games only. I started recommending other games like Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey, Splatoon 2. He had an almost disappointed smile on his face, saying that he really doesn't care about these kids' games. But of course, Pokemon is a classic. Everyone has to play it, and that includes him. After playing the game, he said that it looks pretty bad, and the Switch is probably just too weak for it to look good. And the other games look like trash too. Probably. And he'd rather go play Rainbow Six on his PC again. What am I supposed to say to that? The same thing happens now with Scarlet and Violet. A good video on that has been made by Wolfden. Greatly recommended. This game, it doesn't deserve to be sold even in my opinion. It's unfinished. Bad. Is there a good game hidden there? Sure. But if you have a bit of self-respect, you wouldn't pay a full 60 or, God forbid, even 120 for both games, which a lot of people do. Record-breaking in every aspect. How? These are the same people that call games like Xenoblade trash. I've been called a weep. I don't even watch anime. And people are defending the crap out of Nintendo and saying, well, the Nintendo Switch is just weak. That's all that we can get out of the system. You people have no idea what you're talking about. That's another thing. There are so many smart asses out there pretending to be all-knowing and everything. I'm baffled, flabbergasted. Honestly, some discussions on the internet are painfully to read. Now, if I was talking about the Switch Pro before, people told me that the Switch had another 10 years of life in it. And I'm an ungrateful piece of trash and should be thankful for everything that Nintendo has done for us. Pokemon looks bad? Damn, oh my god, we need a Switch too. How can Nintendo release such a bad game? You do realize that this is made by Game Freak, right? Well, no, every first-party game is made by Nintendo. They make everything. Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. The Callisto Protocol is out, and guess what? 90% of the complaints were about this game. The game has stuttering, unplayable, massive shitstorm. Why? I mean, the game is still playable, and I definitely enjoyed the game. Most Switch games have more lag than this game. I really do not understand. And now that I have a PC, which can play games like Forza Horizon 5 in 4K 60 FPS through DLSS with HDR and ray tracing on and most settings on ultra to extreme, I'm telling you, the image quality is so clean and good looking. I have a blast playing other games in these same settings too. And while being in awe about it, I am now a graphics whore. At least that's what people told me now. Why? Well, because 240p, 1080p, 4K, it all looks the same, man. 30 FPS, 120 FPS, barely any difference whatsoever. I understand that some people are less sensitive to this kind of stuff, may that be for medical or whatever reasons. But what drives me mad is that people call you out for being hypocrites, and all of that talk of 4K and high frame rates being absolute BS. I would argue that the only reason you're saying such things is that you can't have it yourself. Or you have never seen such resolutions because you still have a 720p TV, and you probably don't even know that, thinking that your TV can magically do 4K because the game says so. And for that, everything looks the same. I'm not even kidding here, I had such discussions before. I played Xenoblade 2, over 250 hours in it, 100%ed it. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity that goes to single-digit frames sometimes. I enjoyed these games overall. Is it that bad? Wishing for playing in more than sub 720p with unstable 30 FPS? According to other people, I'm not a real fan. Another example. Splatoon 3 trailer released, they showed barely anything new, and I have written a comment about it, saying that it looks like an update so far. Splatoon 2.5. People were coming in and going wild, bloodthirsty, almost hilarious. Where did humanity go wrong? Hard to tell. I'm so tired now that the video game companies are getting more anti-consumer by the day. the consumer itself gets just as anti nowadays. I mean, society itself is breaking apart, it feels like, but that's a topic for another day. Another thing is that people have no own will. They can't think for themselves. Content creators can shit on whatever game, may it be for fun or whatever, and millions of people will go wild, telling everyone how that person said that this game sucks and if you're playing it you suck too. And something that pisses me off is that posting end game spoilers for a story heavy game just like that on social media. Why? You probably know exactly who I mean by that. And generally, what's so great about being toxic? What's the point? You like ruining other people's mood, their fun, make them sad, just because they like something that you don't? I was always in the minority. May that be for my tastes in video games, music, general interest, like drawing stuff or watching space through my telescope. I was always the weird one for these things. And this is why I hate the new generation of gamers. Maybe you're saying that this was always the case, or never, but then I don't know what to tell you. It saddens me. That's it. But wouldn't that be an unfortunate ending? I'm getting reminded more than often that there are still intelligent beings out there with empathy and self-consciousness, people that respect your tastes and are not afraid to try new things, widen their interest, people that are always nice, no matter how heated the discussion can get. I respect you people. I am glad that there are individuals like you out there, and I wish that in the future there will be more people like you. Please don't change. And on that note, people that are still watching, please be nice to each other. Everyone has different tastes, and that's great. What's so wrong about that? If someone dislikes the game you love, is it that big of a problem? Because I don't think so. And please don't talk about things online where your knowledge is non-existent. If you said something where you were wrong, that's fine. We all make mistakes. The biggest part is to acknowledge it. And I think you know what I mean by that. Right then. Thank you guys very much for watching. I wish you a fantastic rest of your day, and please, have a good one.